Hi lovelies, how have you been? I'm getting better. Today we are going to learn how to make this checkered vest. You can already see how it looks like on me. I love the fitting, and this was the picture I had in my mind. I wanted to make a brief vest that I can wear on my shirts or dresses, and I just love this. As usual, if you're new here, kindly subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell. I drop new videos on Wednesdays. You are gonna love your time on this channel. Now, without wasting any time, let me assure you that the yarn choice is absolutely yours. I'm not gonna dictate that. So yeah, let's dive into the tutorial. Today's tutorial, we are going to learn how to make a very brief vest that you can wear on your dresses, your shirts, just about anything. So I've already made one side of the vest. I'll be taking you through the second one. But before we start, these are the materials that I'm going to use. Some of it is my stash yarn. It's a size chunky, 100% acrylic. Because it's a chunky yarn, I'll use a 5.5mm hook, a needle, and a scissor for cutting out loose ends. Now, let me take you through the construction of this vest so that we can start working on the second panel. This vest is going to be a size small to medium. For you to get the proper measurement, get your tape measure, wrap it around your chest. This will let you know the size of your bust. When I wrap this around my chest, I get 34 inches, which is here. Now, when I divide this 34 into 2, it will give me 17 inches. Now, this is the size of my bust, and half of this is the first panel, which I have made here. So what you will do when you're done wrapping that, we can again proceed. I made this using a multiple of 8. So there are 8 stitches in between these squares that you've seen, and the squares are 5 rows each. We will be alternating between the brown and cream. Because I started this with a brown, I'm going to start the next panel with a cream. Now, for you to make a chain of multiples of 8. I've already gone ahead to make my chain. I have 56 number of chains here. If you're a size small or your bust is like mine, between 33 to 35 inches, this is good for you. And the size is a small to medium. Let's begin. Before we begin, and it skips my mind, I will be showing you how to make reductions here, and also the measurement from here up to the point where we reduce is the measurement from right under your bust to the crown of your breast. Okay, as you can see on the screen, when I place this on myself, it is the measurement from just right under my bust to the crown of my breast, which is also around the nipple area. So we will make the first 2, and then after that I will show you again how to make the reductions. Then we will proceed to the other part in this. For us to start, make a chain of multiples of 8. Because I've already figured the actual size of what I'm making, this chain here is 17 inches and can stretch more than that. Start the chain with what you're going to be using for making the band. The band of this vest is going to be in brown, so make a chain with the color of yarn that you'll be using for your band. But because I started here with a brown, which means for the next panel I'm going to be starting with a cream. There are 56 chains here, which is a multiple of 8. For us to start the next part, chain 2, This is how I'm attaching the yarn to start the next row. Okay, chain 2. The chain 2 is a returning chain. Go in the 3rd stitch here, make a half double crochet. Okay, that is 1, and then go in the 2nd stitch, make another half double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm going on to the 8th one, and you can notice that I have brought the brown yarn forward for me to start the next part, which is going to be this one. So I have 7 here. For the 8th one, I'll wrap my yarn around the hook, pull up a loop. Okay, so this is where you are going to chain. You are going to change your yarn. So bring this, let me first take, bring this forward like that. Okay, and then change your yarn like that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now for us to start the next 8 stitches, okay, you are going to crochet while taking this yarn forward. So I will make the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the 8th one is where we are going to change our yarn. Okay, bring this forward like that, pull this to the other side, and then okay, like that, and on to the next one while crocheting this tail of the yarn forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th one is where we are going to again switch our yarn. All right, bring this forward like that, pull out this end, and then join. Is that okay? So repeat this up to the end. I'm going to meet you when I'm left with 8 stitches. I've made my 7th stitch, so we are going to change yarn, bring this forward, and then like that. Instead of crocheting the tail of this up to the end, you are not going to do that. So you bring it, take it back like that, and then crochet the remaining 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 1. Yeah, it's okay, I'll just get rid of it. Chain 1, turn your work. The chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. Proceed to make 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th one is where you are going to switch your yarn. So you bring this and then take this back there and crochet the tail of this yarn to the other side where we will start the next cream. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring this forward, pull this like that, and then join your yarn. Okay, this is what you are going to repeat. Repeat this up to this point. I'll meet you when we'll be crocheting our last 8 stitches. I have 7 stitches. I'm going on to the 8th one like that. Okay, so I bring this forward and then attach the cream one. This time you are not taking the tail of this brown yarn forward, you will take it behind here and then proceed to make your 8 half double crochet. Now this is where we started the row. The stitch is here. You should not forget it. So wrap your yarn on your hook and go through all these 2 loops. And slip stitch. Chain 1. Turn your work. The yarn also keeps it entangling. You can always figure how to work around that. So this is what we are going to do. You are going to repeat this. If you're making a size small like me, you are going to repeat this for 8 more rows. I'm going to meet you when I'm at the end of my 10th row so that we can start working on the reduction. Unless you want this vest longer, you can extend it down, but this is the measurement from just right under my bust to the crown of my breast, and this is minus the band. Catch you when I'm done making the 10 rows. This is the end of row 10 for me. I've already attached my next yarn, so you're going to chain 1. Okay, turn your work. This is where we start reducing. We are now getting onto this part where we reduce. We'll be reducing by 2 stitches in every row. In row 10 we have 56 number of stitches. In row 11 we are going to have 54 number of stitches. Okay, so let's reduce. This is how you're going to reduce. You wrap your yarn on your hook. Either skip to this stitch here and make a double crochet, okay, or you can do this. You wrap your yarn on your hook, you have 3 loops on your hook, and then go in the 2nd stitch, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook and pull through all. Either of those 2 options work. So make 7 half double crochet. We have already done 1 reduction. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring your yarn forward. Pull this yarn. Wow, I should have crocheted this up to this side, but it's okay. I'm gonna learn. I'm going to find out how to fix that. I'll just do this like that. Okay, and then proceed to crochet the other side. You will repeat this up to this point. When you're left with 3 stitches, I'll meet you at that time. I'm left with 3 stitches. This is my 5th stitch. I'll make a half double crochet here, and now for the last stitch, this is where you will insert your yarn, pull it out, and okay, while skipping the last one, or you can do this chain 1, your choice. Okay, either choices are okay. Turn your work, skip to this chain, or you can either do this like that, or like this. Is that all right? Either choices is okay. This is row 12. At the end of row 12, you are going to have 52 number of stitches. You will reduce this up to row 17. This is already row 11. We are on to row 12. Reduce until when you are left with 1 stitch. I will just continue with the reduction, and I'll request you to do the same. Okay, skip 1 stitch here to reduce, and then also skip another 1 stitch on this side. You should note that at the end of row 12, you are going to have 52 number of stitches. In every row of this reduction, you will reduce by 2. I will be reducing up to until when I'm left with 42 number of stitches. After that, we will meet right again here to start on the next part in this tutorial, which is this one. I'm at the end of row 17. I have 42 number of stitches here. Now let's get to the last part. We shall be reducing one more time. Chain 1, okay, because we have 1 stitch left here. Now we are going to join onto these 2 parts here. Turn your work, instead of inserting your hook in this first stitch, you are going to go on to the second one and make a half double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring this forward and then join the other yarn like that. Draw this forward and crochet as you go like that. At the end of this row, you have 40 number of stitches. You are going to continue with this for 10 more rows. This is the part which you are going to crochet. You are going to crochet up to here. These are 10 rows. I will do the same and meet you so that we can work on these other parts here to establish our neckline. Ensure that at the end of this row, you have 40 stitches and nothing more nor less, unless if the size that you're working on is bigger than this one. I'm through with the rows and I still maintain 40 number of stitches here. Now we are going to determine the neckline. For the neckline, you are going to place this on your body and mark where you want the neckline to be. So I marked mine when I worked on this, and it gave me 6.5 inch. Okay, so meaning I will mark 6.5 inch here and then proceed to crochet this other part. The measurement from here is 9 inches, meaning that when you wrap this round, it's going to give us 18 inches because you want your hands to be able to slip through easily. For us to start working on the other part, I've already attached my yarn. Chain 1, turn your work. So we will crochet this part here. Okay, you can extend this basing on your body. This might be too short for some of you, so you keep extending it. Ensure that it's not too short nor too long, but this is just enough for me. Go ahead and make your half double crochets. This is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You can cut out this yarn here. And then continue to make 4 more rows. Like that. Proceed to make 3 more rows. When you're done, cut out your yarn and then also attach your yarn here, behind here, okay, and make 5 more rows of that. I will meet you when I'm done making both mine, and we go on attaching our vest to each other. I've completed crocheting both my sides of the neckline. Now we are going to attach these panels together. Determine which side which you want to wear outside and then stitch. We started the row from here. This is the side that I want to wear outside, meaning I have to flip this over like this and then join these panels together from here. This is also going to be the front part of my vest, and then this will be the behind. Now let's go ahead and join. You can use a slip stitch to join this, but I'm going to use a needle. It's a little bit windy and I'm shooting while the wind is blowing outside. I'm also going to ask you people to kindly subscribe to my channel. Okay, if you're a returning viewer and have been trying to see if I can subscribe to this channel, kindly today don't leave without subscribing to my channel. And if you recreate this, tag me in your videos or photos on social media. My social media handles are in the description box and also on the screen. I will really appreciate it so much. So just go ahead and join these panels together. I'm going to join these two sides together like that. You can use a slip stitch to join, but I will use a needle. This is how it looks like from inside, but the side that I'm stitching is the one which I will wear outside. I'm going to meet you when I'm done joining these two sides, and then we start working on the neckline. I have finished to slip stitch. This is how it looks like, and this is definitely the part that I'll wear outside. Although this is a 2-in-1 vest, you can still wear it inside out, and this is how it looks like from inside. This loose ends, as usual, I will hide it on the go. Now what we are going to do, we are going to work on our neckline. To do that, you will have to attach your yarn anywhere. At this point, we are done with the cream yarn. We will now start working with the brown yarn only. To start, you are going to attach your yarn somewhere here. So insert your hook in there. Get your yarn and join it like that. Chain 1. So let's make let me first crochet 5. There is 4, 5. No, let me make 6. Let me make 7. I don't want it too long nor too short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is enough. Now, instead of making slip stitches, today we are going to make the brioche stitch. You will wrap your yarn on your hook and go in the second stitch and slip stitch through all, okay? At the end of this, we will have, let's first finish. That is 2, that is 3, that is 4, 5, 6, and on to the last one, 7. Okay, so you chain 8, and at the end of the row you should have 7 stitches. Slip stitch like that. Is that okay? Instead of slip stitching twice here, I prefer to slip stitch once. It's okay, let's slip stitch twice. Okay, unless somewhere I figure that it's getting too small, I will frog it. But as you work on this, you need to know that it is either going to be too small or too big. Because now I'm slip stitching twice, it's going to gather it in one place. But if I had slip stitch once, it will only remain like this. So let's slip stitch twice, chain 1, turn your work, skip the first 2 slip stitches, wrap your yarn on your hook, go in the third one and slip stitch through all. Okay, this is row 2. At the end of row 2, you should still have 7 stitches. Start row 3 like that. Six, and then like that. Chain 1, turn your work, start row 3. I'm going to show you this and then I'll leave you to continue with the pattern all round. We will definitely meet here when we are done with our row. This is 2, 4, 5. I'm on the 6th one, and then the 7th one is here. Like I said, I'm going to be hiding my loose end as I go. So slip stitch here once, slip stitch here twice, chain 1, turn your work, skip the first 2 slip stitches, go in the third one and slip stitch. This is what we will repeat up to the end of this neckline. I'm going to meet you when we are at this point. But for now, this is how our neckline look like, and it is just okay for me. I'm almost at the end of my neckline. While I was working on this neckline, in the beginning I said that you can slip stitch twice, but I went about slip stitching twice and realized that the thing was too big, and then I decided to frog it all out, and instead of slip stitching twice, I slip stitched thrice. I'm now going to show you how to end this row by slip stitching thrice. This is the last. I'll slip stitch here once, I'll slip stitch twice, and then thrice, chain one, turn my work, skip the first 3 slip stitches, go in the 4th one, and slip stitch. I'll go ahead and make 7 of these. Chain 1, turn my work, and continue with the pattern. At the end of it all, you are able to see that the neckline is either too big or too small. So while I was slip stitching twice and completed the rows, I realized that the network was sloppy and big. So I said, all right, slip stitching 2 won't work. Let me slip stitch thrice. That's why I decided to come here and show you how that is going. Continue with this. I will meet you when we'll be joining this together. And now let's end the row. You are going to slip stitch in here once, and then slip stitch in here twice, and then this is where we started. I don't know if my hook can enter there, but I'll slip stitch there and chain 1, turn my work, skip the 3 slip stitches, go in the 4th one, and continue with the pattern 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 1, and now we join using a slip stitch. You go on top of this one here and slip stitch. Get this other side, this, and slip stitch. Cut out your yarn, get your needle, insert the yarn inside it, and then do the finishing. Like that. So this is how our neckline is looking like after slip stitching thrice instead of twice. I went ahead and worked on the sleeve. In the sleeve here, I slip stitched twice and then joined it to this other side. Now let me show you how to work on this other side here. Get your stitch marker, mark at the beginning of where you will start, and then the end here. Okay, get your yarn. Since I'm going to start here, I'll attach my yarn here and make a chain. chain 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Go in the second stitch and slip stitch 7, that is 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, now you are going to go in this space here, slip stitch once, go in the second one, slip stitch twice, chain 1, turn your work, skip the 2 slip stitches, go in the third one and repeat the pattern. You'll repeat this pattern all round up to this point. I'm going to meet you when I'm here. And now I've crocheted up to the last part. This is where we are going to join these sides together. Chain 1, turn your work, get this other side and use a slip stitch to join these sides together. This is the first stitch, so you're going to insert in there and slip stitch. Okay, go in the back loop there, the other side, and slip stitch. Like that. I'll slip stitch this up to the end and meet you when I'm done joining the sides together. I have completed 2 slip stitch. Now we are going to join these parts together. I will use a needle, but if you wish you can continue with the slip stitch up to the end. So I'm going to pull my thread like this, cut it out, and then join these sides together. You need to make sure that you've aligned it all uniformly. You don't want to stitch the squares separately while hanging up, meanwhile the other one down. Like that. So I will slip stitch up to this point here, and we meet right when I'm here. I have completed to attach the sides together. You can see that the squares are aligning exactly to each other. Same for this other side. Let's take a measurement of this. In the beginning I said that my bust was 34, and this is a size small to medium. Someone whose bust is between 33 to 35 can wear this. My bust is 34, and when we measure this, it will give me the 17 inches. Now we will be working on the band here. This is where we will make a difference. This is a very brief vest, but I want the band to be just above my belly button. That means we will attach our yarn somewhere here. Anywhere is okay. And then instead of chaining 8, we will chain 10. Let's see. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I want it to be around 4 inches. So I'm going to chain 16, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This is again too much. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. 13 is okay. This is enough because I want it to be just right about my belly button. I don't need this vest to be very long up to my waist down there. That's why it's like this. So let's slip stitch. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Slip stitch here once, slip stitch here twice, okay, chain 1, turn your work, skip the 2 slip stitches and repeat this pattern. You are going to repeat what we did here for the sleeves, but chain 13, and in the end you should have 12 slip stitches. I'm going to meet you when I am done slip stitching all round and we wrap up this tutorial. Catch you. I have finished to make the band all round, and this is where my row ended. So I'm going to pull out this yarn, cut it out, get my needle, insert the yarn in there, and you just go about hiding the tail of this yarn. Like that. And with that, you have come to the end of this tutorial. I will hide these loose ends later. This is how your vest looks like. We started the row from here with a brown and ended with a cream. Okay, if you start with a cream, you need to end with a brown. That is just how it is. Thank you for sticking around and watching this tutorial up to the end. Catch you again in my next tutorial. When you recreate this, tag me in your videos and photos on social media. My handle is @BeesMagicHands on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Pinterest. Bye. Catch you.